Again,
yeah.
I don't know why it's the first one on my list.
Please leave a message.
I don't know, you could just, like, title them, maybe.
It is.
You got 7 questions due. Your life is going down the tubes. What do you do when you need advice? This is where it gets good. Good night.
What am I fighting for?
So turn down the lights, pick up the phone, and leave a message for the new client.
Ooh, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan After the Dark. I am Caleb,
Also Caleb.
And not Caleb.
and let's see what you guys have to say.
Hey, what's up, Nude Clan? Safe for Extreme. And I just got done listening to the last After Dark, where you guys talk about backlogs and whether or not you'll be able to finish them. And instead of asking a question, I'm actually going to be giving advice this time. Yeah, that's right. I'm giving it the advice now. This is my new tactic to force
We're the
myself
one who
into the
gives
show.
advice here.
Anyway, basically, the backlog site I use is Backloggery, and if you've ever been on my page, which you haven't, I don't know why I'm saying this. Basically, I have like over 1,000 games backlogged because you got Steam sales, PlayStation Plus, free giveaway games on Twitch Prime, free giveaway games from the Epic Game Store. Basically, to anyone listening to this, just resign yourself to the idea that you're never, ever, ever going to outlive your backlog. It's just never going to happen. And it doesn't even really necessarily need to be for video games. It's pretty much going to be for everything. Music, movies, TV. It's just impossible to consume all that media. You might hope that you can one day, but let's just be real here. There's way too much media for us to consume, and there's just absolutely no way any of us are going to outlive our backlogs. I don't know, just try having some fun with it. Like, I personally plan on being buried in a pyramid with all of my unbeaten games in an actual sarcophagus. I don't know, I just think that'd be fun. Anyway, I hope this sparks some interesting discussion, and have a good show.
Obviously, Craig thinks that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys feel like you'll never finish if you count all of those? I feel like that's a good bet. If you,
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of movies that I need to watch, a lot of games I need to play. I don't necessarily count TV shows or anything. I don't feel the compulsion for TV or music or anything, but definitely for, like, movies and games.
yeah, you're not really a music guy, are you?
No.
You blaspheme at this table.
I enjoy music occasionally.
Dude, I've been listening to like one album every day for the last like week. Yeah.
I've been listening to NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, that's probably why you don't like music.
I enjoy music. I just don't have the obsession with music that you guys do.
I don't know if it's obsession. I mean, if
you're listening to the same thing over and over again,
Yeah, it gets
a little
boring.
bit.
well,
I
it's
bounce back and forth between genres, but I still just need that music.
It's the new Tool album, man. I'm just trying to like discover it more as I listen. I know it sounds like the most Tool fanish thing to say.
You're sounding oh man.
You need to
listen to
discover the
yourself.
hidden depths.
It's pretty good though. You gotta go through it a few times.
You're not listening to it right, guys.
It's
you
not.
You gotta fucking just listen to it the right way, and you'll realize it's the best Tool album yet.
It might be. Yeah.
There's 3 beats in this one song to talk
just
about
don't- you
life
just
in a
don't
way
understand.
that no other
You just
band
gotta fucking
can
listen
do
to it the way I'm listening to it. I promise.
Yeah.
Hidden meaning in the album art.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is one of those things where it gets better when you listen to it more. Because at first you just don't appreciate it because it's like not poppy, and then you realize that pop, like, you don't need pop, and then it gets better. But like, yeah, I've been doing that same album every day for like since it came out, basically. Because I'm like, all right, let's see if I can like this more. Because at first I was like, I mean, it didn't hurt me as much as the Godsmack album hurt me. That hurt. That stung. That was like a slap. like a
Godsmack, if you will.
Yeah, I got. Yeah.
Man, I still want to have a fucking Godsmack cover band called Deity Smite.
Yeah,
Well, the Godsmack came from Alice in Chains song.
yeah. They took all of their stuff from Alice in Chains, basically. There was I can't remember what Joe told me. Let me find it. Yeah, Craig, you should just really try to listen to more music, though. I mean,
It says the guy who listened to the same album every day for a week.
I
You really got to broaden your horizons,
I listen
Craig.
to a very broad thing of music, more broad than you do.
Yeah,
You have like 4 genres, and if it's not one of those 4 genres, it's not music.
I don't know about that. I think you'd be surprised.
No, I don't think I would be.
I think you would be, Craig.
No, you're out of the 4 of us, including Joe Schweiss, you're the most limited music-wise.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you really are.
I told Joe that I love the Smack and that might see him again, and he said, "Fuck Smack, they fucked up." and then later, he said, "God smack the talent out of him." I laughed pretty hard at that. He slapped him with 3 Days Grace, is what he did. He just fucking grabbed 3 Days Grace and just beat him with.
Joe
with
didn't really
those
care
people.
for Godsmack, though.
Well, yeah, not as much. No one loves them as much as I do.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
I was always just okay with them.
They're great live.
They have a few
And there's
songs
like
that I really enjoy.
there's like a few songs I enjoy, but for the majority of their albums, it's the same thing you get with Disturbed, or just song after song, it just sounds like the same thing.
Yeah, they can't get past Speak.
I don't know.
That song is too good.
I don't know about that. I don't think they're as bad as Disturbed, but Disturbed is also a shitty band now. Their last album sucked, dude.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It was like all the awful song from the last big album they had, Immortalized.
That's an interesting bad name. Shit no fuck.
Shit no fuck. We are shit no fuck.
It's a
Yeah.
good bad name.
It was like they took the one awful song from their last album and they made an entire album themed around that one song. It was so painful to listen to. And I was like, man, I can't tell which one's worse, this or like the Godsmack album. And I'm like, I feel like it's probably this one, but like this one doesn't hurt me as much because I haven't liked Disturbed for years, and they hurt me last time. And so like it's all these bands that I liked when I was younger that are like ass now. They've just done stupid things. And then you have the bands that I was like about, like Avenged Sevenfold, and they're actually still doing pretty good. But I'm still just like.
Oh, I feel the same way about Avenged. There's like a few songs again of theirs I like, but their whole, like, the majority of what they listen to, I just listen to it in, very small doses.
The City of Evil is pretty good. Their first album that they weren't like a screamo, like hardcore band or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. And they have a few songs here and there that are like fucking crazy good, but they're kind of annoying because they just have the same sound. To me, it's the same thing you guys do with Godsmack. It just sounds like. It's like the guitar is the same every fucking time. It's annoying. Fucking A, man.
I mean,
They're also really good live, too, though. They're really good live.
if we're to talk about how bands sound the same from album to album,
Yeah.
Tool, man.
No, Tool doesn't sound the same. You're crazy.
No, the guitar sound. That's that same bass sound.
They always have one song
That's iconic.
that sounds like Schism a little bit. They've got the Schism trilogy. They've got it in the new one, too. There's a guitar.
And see, just recently Joe discovered, or thought he discovered, a way where you're actually supposed to listen to 10,000 Days. You're supposed to listen to it with actually like the 2 previous tracks mixed together on top of 10,000 Days.
Yeah.
And now, see, guys, everyone's freaking out, but you got to realize you need to listen to this at the same time you listen to Lateralis, exactly at the same time. That's when you finally get the genius.
Oh, really? Oh. I think Cameron's right. Go out and do it. No, that is true, though. They do line up. And so, like, for me, I was like, wow, that's kind of a cool idea. And then I thought about it more, and I was like, I don't know about that. They were like, well, we want to make this album 70 minutes long. We could either, A, make another song that's 10 minutes, B, say, fuck it, we don't need a 70-minute album, or C, take this 11-minute song and split it into 2 songs and release it. No. It wasn't even that. It was 3 songs because it's one big song and then 2 smaller songs that you combine and then you overlay them on top of each other. So they made one 11-minute song into 3 songs totaling 22 and a half minutes long. That was the option. They were like, fuck it, dude, let's do that, and it'll be deep. All right, put it out. And they just had the tracks on their little program, and they just like separated out chunks, and they're like, fuck it, this is song 8, this is song 9, and this is song 10. And when they find it, they'll be like, oh my god, it's so deep.
Yeah, just years after
So
listening to that weird-ass track.
Yeah.
And you realize it's supposed to be like one of the backgrounds to
Another.
a decent track.
It's actually pretty cool. with
I
all
don't
of
like it,
yeah.
actually.
You don't like all of them?
It's like, I really... 10,000 Days is one of my favorites from Tool. And I really like the way it builds and slowly crescendos. And I just feel like the extra noise in the background just kind of muddies some of the parts I appreciated before.
Yeah, I guess. You should listen to the new one if you like that song. That's like all it is.
Like
It's like 10,000 Days on steroids.
just
dude.
the whole new... the new album. Just listen to all of it. I mean, I'm most of the way through for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple tracks on there. Decent.
Yeah, I didn't really start liking it until I listened to it again. Because, like, I don't know, you get into this idea that, like, you like the big pop songs almost of Tool. And, like, that album has none of it. And 10,000 Days has a couple. It has The Pot. It has...
But see, I like 10,000
Vicarious.
Days. I like the song 10,000 Days. That's
Yeah.
my favorite song. Is that pop? I think that builds way too slow to be like one of those pop songs,
one of those
as
singles,
you're calling them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
But I really like that. It's like if I were to blaze and just not do anything for the day, that'd be the soundtrack
that
to the
one
day.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I
It's
could
a-
lose myself without drugs in that song.
I used to make fun of it, but I really like it, too. And, like, before this new one
I'm
came
not
out...
afraid to admit it.
Dude, I
like
listened
10,000 Days.
to 10,000 Days like 10 times before this new CD came out. I was like, this is actually really fucking good. Like,
And then back
I was
in
such
high
a
school,
douchebag.
as I was lying in bed trying to fall asleep, I would just listen to that song on repeat sometimes.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I was an asshole for saying that before. Yeah, we'll probably die before we listen and watch and play everything we want to, I guess.
Just pick what's fun for you right now, and don't worry about. I don't know.
Don't worry about the free games. Those shouldn't be on your conscience, honestly. Like, if PlayStation Plus is something you get to play with friends occasionally, I wouldn't count the free games on my backlog.
And unless it's like one of those humble bundles, unless there's like a game in there that you really want that's really discounted, but you're going to get a whole bunch of games with it, just don't buy games on sale you're never going to play.
Yeah, here's the rule.
Just kind of exercise some restraint.
Yeah, if you're going to buy it, what I've always told myself is, because I always
Let
see...
others buy games that you're never going to play. Let them buy for you.
Yeah,
those
yeah.
that you won't play.
Exactly. Start a podcast.
That's why we review games for you.
Start a podcast and have people
so you
send
can
you
know
care
what you
packages.
should and shouldn't play.
Or just have a group of friends who really think you're going to like a game. That's kind of sitting around, a little bit of team play, and so they get it for you. Hey, here, this is for you. We're friends. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun, bonding friend time on this new fucking game. And yeah, they just never get around to hopping online. After several invites and.
Who's
just let-
this?
just
So you're
let,
looking at Craig, but like I feel like you're talking to me.
Because he is.
I never got invited to Battlefield 5. Not really. There's like the couple times.
He's not
Oh,
talking
no.
about Battlefield 5.
Oh, you're talking about Overwatch?
No, he's talking about Hunt Showdown.
Oh shit! Yeah. I downloaded it. It's ready.
Yeah, it's actually released now. It's a full-fledged game. It's
Oh,
a real
shit.
boy.
You know what?
Deserving of a real review.
Yeah, I guess we could review it. We could play it. So Monday we're gonna go to the state fair. How about that? Not us, but like me and
Yeah, I'll just make it up to you. I'll take you out of the state fair
Yeah,
Monday. It'll be a great time.
let's go. We'll go pet the goats.
We'll
you
bond
know,
twice and
We'll go
twice
see
a
the
can.
blue ribbon pigs.
Yeah. We'll play with the animals. I'll make it up to you. Yeah. Yeah, the family and I are going to do that Monday, but when I get back, we could probably do some Hunt Showdown.
All right. Yeah, that sounds
And
good.
you should stream it,
I will.
because you're probably better at it, because you played it.
No, I've played it like once, and I've never played it with a team.
Oh, okay.
So I'm really waiting to get into it with someone, just because you really got to play with a group of people.
So this obsession that you've had with this game is literally off of you playing at one time,
Yeah.
single player.
Uh-huh. It's fun. It mixes. It's not quite a battle royale, not quite just a Monster Hunter and zombie. It's a real good mix, and it's all based on it's high skill cap for the high skill ceiling, and just I would feel like it's more like, I don't know. Let's just play it and get what we think it is and review it at some point.
All right, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't worry about everything. I wouldn't count those games. I count them when I beat them, though. So, like, if I played one that's a PlayStation Plus game, I'll put it on the how long to beat, just because I want to track all that, and it counts it towards your backlog, so that's fine. But you got to have, like I said last time, you got to have separation of backlog. You know, you got to have your actual backlog, things that you physically paid for, and it was just that. It wasn't, oh, I bought this PlayStation Plus service and it came with that. Well, no, you don't buy PlayStation Plus for the fucking free games.
Yeah, plus a backlog is literally just things that you actually intend to play. Games that you own that you came in a bundle or whatever. Like, if you don't want to play those, or the free games or whatever, and you don't want to play those, they're not really part of your backlog if you don't intend to play.
See, I count the bundle ones personally, because all the things on Steam that I have, I put on mine. And I count them. I mean, there was the one thing that I bought. It was like the...
Man, I bought a fucking bundle for, like, a Sonic racing game. I didn't fucking buy the bundle for the Sega Bass Fishing.
Well, Craig, the Bass Fishing game is going to be bitchin'. I bet
No,
I
it's
bet you
really
it'll be
not.
better than the Sonic game.
It probably will be, but I don't want to play it.
Craig, I got Action Bass right over there. PS1.
Yeah, I'm
Great
sure
time.
you do. You love those fishing games.
Yeah, fish on.
I bet you
Got a
love
sweet
the
fucking metal riff.
I bet you love the JRPG trend of making a fucking fishing game, mini game, and like everything.
You know what? That was the one detractor to Witcher 3. There wasn't a fishing game in it. I was like, why is this game so huge but no fish? It's bullshit. It's not right. It's unfair,
Well,
Craig. It's unfair.
I mean, there's kind of fishing. You can shoot shit with your crossbow like, underwater.
JRPG needs to have fishing included.
Yeah.
That's what it is now, huh?
Yep.
Even that Link's Awakening, which isn't an RPG, has a fishing minigame.
Yeah, none of those are really RPGs.
No,
So.
not even the one people call an RPG, Breath of the Wild. It's not.
Yeah, that's just an action-adventure game
Yeah.
with some RPG elements. Although, there are plenty of games that
Not
I...
really.
Yeah, not really.
Unless
'cause
you count vast amounts of breakable weapons as like an RPG element, that would be
No.
the only one.
Like the thing, because there's a game that we both played that has that in it that you hated, that I actually loved. Was that Dead Island?
oh my god,
That's a
dude,
re-
I hate the fact that the weapons break in that, dude.
Yeah.
I made that Asian bitch have a fucking knife for a reason, man, and it kept breaking because it's a flimsy little knife. But I'm just stabbing fucking zombies. How is it breaking off? These are like deteriorated flesh beings, and I have a fucking metal knife, and it just breaks after like 3 uses.
Yeah. But that game's definitely an RPG.
Yeah, that one definitely is, because you have level ups, stats, abilities that you have to choose and
Yeah.
upgrade.
Characters do different abilities, have different ults and stuff.
Yeah.
I really miss playing that game, actually. And I know that the new one's supposed to be better, the Dying Light, but that's the same thing, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd really like it.
And
Dying
isn't
Light
the
2 's
second
coming out.
one? Yeah, it's coming out. Maybe we'll have to do that. Yeah.
Cam and I still need to play that fucking multiplayer add-on thing
Yeah.
they did for Dying Light. The following,
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
they added like vehicles and shit to it.
Is it
Really?
almost all single player for that game?
Yeah, until you do some multiplayer stuff with it.
That's kind of lame. Dead Island, the whole thing is like multiplayer. You can join with 4 people. and all
Right.
play. That's a
still
good time.
still some of my
Well, they
favorite
added,
clips that
like,
Craig's ever published are of him playing
they
that
have
game.
that multiplayer DLC. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Cameron's right. Just kind of stick to what you like, and just don't buy the bundles. Like, my rule is, if I don't plan on playing it in the next month or before it'll go on sale again, I don't buy it. And that has stopped me from buying a Steam game for the last, 2.5 years.
Freaking Dylan takes it further. He's like, if it doesn't have at least an 80 on Metacritic, then he's not going to get it.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit harsh, because, some of the greatest games ever made have less than 80. You get your Resident Evil Outbreaks, you get your Conan Exiles, those are less than 80.
Conan Exiles deserves to be less. But
79.5.
We have our own fun in it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, it has a new DLC.
Oh, yeah.
It's
a lot of new stuff in it right now.
a lot of construction stuff, so you can build arenas, gladiatorial arenas. And it has vaulted ceilings and shit.
You gotta pay.
Yeah.
It's only a $10 one.
Oh,
But
man.
it adds a bunch of
Sounds
new
like
shit.
it sounds like the drums are in the distance. No, guys. Conan is our Jumanji.
Yeah.
It's our game that sucks us in.
Yeah.
Into real life.
Jumanji.
And we're sucked into the game. We're sucked into Conan. What a fucking game to pull into.
Yeah. Oh, you know that dancer clip you put up a while ago, where the dancer slaughters the guy and then she starts dancing over his corpse? Dude, Twitter took it down.
Oh, I know.
I was so disappointed.
I don't know
in
why.
that.
Why would Twitter take that?
Somebody
down?
probably tagged it as inappropriate or something.
It's ridiculous.
But there's tons of inappropriate stuff on Twitter that never gets taken down.
Yeah, there's full on porn clips occasionally.
Yeah,
I'll run across.
there's actually Twitter handles dedicated to porn.
Yeah, what a bunch of pussies.
I don't know.
We need a social media
And so
platform.
now we have this this really well comedically timed thing where this dancer's all running and stuff, and then she starts doing the Irish River dance
Do you still
over his
have that clip,
corpse.
though?
Yeah, probably somewhere.
It
Yeah.
should be on your PlayStation still, unless
Yeah,
you deleted it.
no, I haven't.
Just keep re-uploading it
Yeah.
until the end of time. Because I was going to show that to someone at work months ago, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's not there." That was so fucking funny.
And they don't take down Caleb's clip of Soul Calibur 6 or whatever.
Hey, that's not
Yeah.
The
inappropriate.
dude with the fucking...
The Mega
That's
Dog.
one of my favorite clips. That's what I show people at work.
the fucking mega dong, and then I break your clothes off.
No, man. And the best part of that clip, too, is that it's moving so fast you never get, one good frame or two of the huge dong.
a real good look at
It's
it.
just fleeting of just this large fucking... Oh, man.
I still love the little details of my guy, like the fucking socks and whatever. It's like a stone golem.
And just the fucking wheezing and cry laughing in the background. Just, he just can't breathe during the whole clip.
The fucking jester hat.
Yeah.
The whole display at the end, you barely get 2 seconds of it. No, barely half a second of him just display, and then it's over.
There's a part where the fucking dong is the forefront of everything and moves into the main frame of the camera, and then it just shifts away immediately. That's the part where
I'm just gonna tease
Brandy's
you a little
laughter reaches its peak. It's just oh my god.
Yeah, I laughed pretty fucking hard at work when I saw that. I was dying.
That's it. See, whenever we have that much fun with the game, that when we laugh that hard, we know that we're not going to be playing the game for too much longer because we pull too much joy out of it at one time. A game only has a limited amount of joy it can give. We just took too much,
Yeah.
too fast.
Oh man, the fucking apple, the giant dickle.
One of my favorite Conan clips has to be the one where we're trying to trap that fucking elephant.
Oh yeah,
And it just
yeah.
kept glitching and it turned into the trimmer elephant. It just totally just wiped us both
See,
out.
that
was pretty
one's
funny.
that one's tits out too, and that one didn't get blocked.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
What I did that one where you nail the baby hyena with the
No, that never got taken down.
nice. That was a good shot.
I
It was
know.
fucking so far away.
I'm really good. I'm strangely good at stuff like that. When it's like a projectile that has some sort of an arc, I'm really good at gauging that arc. And so that first shot went a little bit short, so just raised it 2 degrees and fired again, and boom, that must have been like, what, 300-something yards?
Yeah, dude, it was fucking far.
And I do that a lot in Battlefield as well, especially Battlefield 1, where you had tons of anti-tank grenades and whatnot. I would lob the huge anti-tank grenade and then throw my impact anti-tank grenades right at the same time as my lob is still going, and have all of them hit at once. Just it's a lot of fun to do that. I just, trajectories and arcs and whatnot. A lot of fun.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
agree.
I loved about Battlefield 4 sniping.
Yeah,
Sniping, it's a little bit different. It's not quite the same. I mean, it's still an arc and trajectory, but then there's a lot more you have to deal with.
a lot
such
more
as,
elements. Yeah,
elevation,
them moving.
the angle they're moving at, and then the further out you get, the harder it is to. It's somewhat luck and somewhat skill, knowing exactly where to put it.
Yeah, a lot of it is luck. Like my really far one in Battlefield 4.
Because it just takes so long. If someone's sitting still and you lined up that perfect shot, it's still 3 seconds for that bullet to get there.
Yeah,
and there's so much can happen in that 3 seconds to get them to move just enough.
It was like one of the desert maps, and they were fucking. I was like way at the very back end of our spawn area, so like the furthest I could be, and I just saw this little dude, and I was with like 20 times scopes, and he was still really tiny. And he started like just
Love that
going
20 times scope.
going under this like lip on the sand hill, this dune, and I just lobbed it over the dune, and I'm just watching it slowly get over there, and I see him like kind of edging towards the bullet. I'm like, no way, and then just like blood explosion, and it's a headshot for like 900 meters or some shit.
I don't know
long.
if I think I did clip it just for a second to show Craig, and I might have deleted it afterwards, but I had an insane snipe on Battlefield 5, kind of the same thing, using the boys' AT rifle, and I was looking down.
I hate that fucking gun.
I was looking down. I maybe had, it was from C point all the way down to the bottom of B point on the bridge. I forget what that Norway map, and there is just this brief little window and you can see someone. So I kind of saw feet move for a second, and I'm just like, okay, I think someone's going to pop out right about now. And so I fired. And right when I thought they were going to pop out, they did. And total luck, but a little bit like I could see some movement, so I thought something was going to happen. Boom. It was not quite a headshot. But since in that game, people, for some reason, once they get shot by a sniper, stupid far away, they decide to sit still or go prone and try to snipe you back. I'm like, by the time he decided he wanted to try to find me, my second round was already coming, and I got that. So,
yeah, that's. I've done a couple things like that in like COD, or like when there's like a destructible background, or you can shoot through the wall, and I see somebody go in, and I'm like, I think they're right about there, and then I just fucking plug it, and then it's a headshot just through the wall.
When everything comes together, the other bad thing about predicting those shots in Battlefield 5 is just Battlefield 5 is still kind of and was full of just network issues. And so a lot of times, if you get latency mid-match, all of a sudden you have to start leading your shots a lot more just because computer latency. So
yeah.
But yeah, backlogs.
Yeah.
Just first don't buy games you don't think you're going to play. Even if they're a good deal. And even if you think you might play it, maybe, I'd still kind of hesitate.
Yeah.
Save that money for something else.
If you're not going to play it in like the next month, do not buy it. Just don't do it. I mean, because it's probably going to go on sale again, especially if it's Steam.
Yeah.
And there's no need to buy it now if you have other things that you want to play, other things that you can play. And it'll still be a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10 a year from now when it's half price. So it's not the worst thing in the world to be behind. It's so tempting, though, because they're so cheap. But anyway, do you guys want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do one.
So we talked about almost anything but what he asked.
He didn't even ask. He gave his own advice.
That's true, yeah.
And so we just advised the top of his advice.
That's right. We advised Conan Exiles.
How dare you?
Basically, any cure is the Conan Exiles.
It's our Jumanji.
That's right.
Hey, New King, guys. I just wanted to ask Caleb, how the hell did you get employed at the Postal Service Was there some sort of voodoo ritual magic where you had to slit the throat of some previous member of the Postal Service to get a job in that place? I've been looking for years, and I can't even get acknowledged for the place. That's about it. Just let me know. All right, guys. Bye.
All right, so step one.
He had to manipulate the auguries when they sliced open that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he manipulated their guts so that it would say that they should hire him on as the next real boy.
First of all, you got to go there in the middle of winter, get back into the back area, and just pour buckets of water all over the area, the parking lot.
Fuck.
And so the old guys, the guys that are a little bit older in their elderly age, they slip, right, and they break their hips, and they either retire or they die. Either of those two options gives you a fucking little spot to slide yourself into. Bada bing, bada boom, you're in. That's all you gotta do. I mean, they should have retired before.
They do a little slipperoo.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate slip on the old ice. No, it's tough because, like, I got in and now I'm a big boy because we're in kind of a growth area, which is rare for the Postal Service because a lot of things like Amazon doing their own thing, like buying Whole Foods to then have the distribution center set up.
See, I guess because we're not a big enough area for Amazon to, like, be able to do all that, cool shit where, they bring groceries to your door and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just not enough market for it yet, so the post office hasn't been edged out of the market.
Yeah, they have, and they still do some Amazon stuff. Amazon won't go everywhere. Not yet. I think Amazon eventually will probably be one of the bigger people for that. But they might just keep it to their own shit. I don't know. That's probably the better idea. But a lot of things bought online are bought on Amazon, so that's what makes it nice for them to have their own centers, right? So that kind of hurt overall the whole country pretty much for the Postal Service. But in Utah, there's a lot of multi-level marketing companies, like a ton. And they send out mass amounts of product daily. And that's why I'm in a really good area right now. And that's why it was easier for me to get on. The best way for you to get on, though, is actually coming up right about now because they should have... I processed about 6 billion fucking little flyers for hiring for the holiday season.
Yeah, the post office right next to where I live has been hiring for as long as I can remember. They haven't taken that sign down. They still need more workers. So, yeah, well, there you go.
You just have to hire on as a seasonal. The moment you get those, try to apply and get ready and sign up because what they'll do is they'll replenish some of their ranks with some of the seasonal people that they hire. Like they'll be like, oh, well, we don't have enough work for you, and they'll lay everyone off. And then they'll bring like the ones they liked back. And then they'll make them regular, not regular employees.
A regular temp.
Yeah, which really means you'll get 40 hours, more or less, and you'll have insurance because of the Postal Workers Union if you join it.
How many years did it take you to become a real boy?
It was almost a year and 10 months. It was like a year and 9
wasn't that bad?
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. There were people before that it was like 7-8 years.
Oof.
And in Salt Lake, the Salt Lake plant... There are people that have been PSEs for 6 years.
Giving someone that much of your time to not accrue any benefits or actually move up at all just because they fire at the end of every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking shame.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's real fucked up. Now we get benefits though through the union. So if you join them, which you should, because it's fucking they have insurance. So like, fuck it, sell your soul when you get there. But, yeah, I was just kind of lucky, and I was one of the early ones to apply also because I was kind of getting tired of my job as it was. Because, I wasn't getting tired of it. I have this, like, innate sixth sense when it comes to, like, things going downhill, and I get out. I'm like, not much work going on in this department. I should probably try to transfer to another one. Like I might be able to do writing and stuff well enough. And then I got onto that team, and then my old team like disappeared, and they either went to all phones or all phones. And I'm like, I'm glad I got out of there.
Yeah.
So like,
was that the team where you just played games all day long?
Oh fuck yeah, it was. After no, that was the one I moved to. That was the upgrade.
Yeah,
and I made more too to do less.
Huh.
I played pool and played my PSP almost exclusively all day. I would work for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours tops.
Yeah,
And game.
there was a real difference between that Schweiss and this Schweiss.
Yeah.
That Schweiss never really complained about sleep unless it was his fault. He always a little bit, happier day to day. Always just, more full of life. And now he has a larger family, and now he works graves at the post office where it's just slowly sucking every last drop out of him.
Yeah.
Did you make more there at the post office?
Oh, way more at the post office,
Okay.
dude. I made more before I got my raise. I think they start out at 17, 19, and I was making like 15.50 or something before. But I mean, I was sitting on my ass and like, oh man, I kind of miss it though. I miss just playing pool.
So now you have to ask yourself, exchange your, happiness, your well-being for money. What wins?
Money.
Money every time.
Money fucking wins every time.
How long do you have to be a real boy before you can like change your schedule or anything?
Oh, I can change it right now.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
He likes to have it the schedule. Make some more money. Money wins.
Money
time.
wins. Yeah, no. If I work Saturday and Sunday, both those days, because I work into Sunday at night, I get like a 25% pay increase for those 2 days.
Mm.
And one of the guys at work was telling me for him, it's $5,000 a year just for working those 2 days and at night. And not even counting the nighttime. It just because you go into Sunday and you work on Sunday, you get the Sunday premium for both days. So 16 hours, I get a 25% pay raise on my base pay. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stay there for as long as I can. That's fucking 2 days. Fuck it. It sucks though because we do the podcasts. But
Yeah.
now, luckily, you guys are willing to come in at like noon.
Yeah.
And so if I get off at 4, I can get relatively good sleep.
Yeah. That's the whole point.
Yeah. So hopefully, I'll be more awake and shit like that. If the boy would just fucking chill out and go to sleep and not wake up a million times, that would happen. But I'll sleep afterwards for a little bit, maybe,
Yeah.
possibly. I don't know.
Because you have to go in at 7:30, right?
Yeah. 6 hours from now.
That's nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I've kind of done a switcheroo on my life. So like, I go to sleep after work instead of before or after my day.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled the cam switcheroo.
Yeah.
It kind of, I don't like it though. I feel like human beings were meant to wake up, go to work, and then relax. I wake up, relax, and then go to work, and then go to sleep, and it seems kind of wrong, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It works, I guess.
I kind of miss stuff like that, though, being able to work holidays and being able to work weekends. It's weird, but I miss that.
Yeah, you miss having the option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because now you
I
don't
miss
really,
volunteering for stuff like that.
Yeah, now you don't really have the option to do overtime or anything. And it's
There
like,
is no overtime. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, and it's like it's kind of nice in one way because then you're never mandated to do it. But then on the other way, it's like, well, I don't really have anything going on this weekend. Like I would
Back when the position I'm in was like that team was first created, man, I was putting in some long ass days because we were so behind. The team was new; they were discovering how to operate it and what got sent over to us to work on, and it was terrible. And we went through this phase of just having, bad managers put in charge, and it took a while. But now we're at a spot where it's unheard of now to need to like put in long days. It's like you just don't do it anymore. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
And so it's like real fucking smooth sailing now.
Yeah, which is nice in a lot of ways. But then like, I don't know. I kind of get what you're saying. Like after a while,
But before, when I'd put in tons of extra hours that would be overtime, didn't exist.
Yeah.
They did, buy us lunch more often and stuff like that. Give us more money, to kind of help balance it out. But there was no overtime.
Yeah, you were salary still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But I don't know. That's the main thing you got to do. Also, this is good life advice for anyone. Don't pick something that. All right, so there's a position that the mail handlers, right? It's a totally different craft. I fucking hate using that word, but that's what they call it. If we're not craftsmen, we're not artisanal fucking workers here. We're all scum, all right? We're all pieces of shit. But they have different crafts for these pieces of shit. And
Arts
they
and crafts are pieces of shit.
That's right. Yeah. And they have more hours available to them. Like there's always overtime for those guys. You can do 5/12s, 6/12s if you want. And like there are guys that are like, yeah, well I went there because I make more. And it's like, no, you don't. You're like, well I do because I work all the overtime. It's like, yeah, but I make more hourly. And you always should try to increase your hourly rate. You don't worry about how much fucking overtime you can do because you can always tack that on later.
Yeah, that's another thing when looking for jobs. And if they go, hey, when you start here, we promise that you can get overtime if you want overtime and stuff like that. If I'm in a position where I'm not needing a job right now, I generally don't do that, which just means because that usually means that they have more work than people that they're willing to hire.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you're always going to feel like you're obligated to take the overtime. And if you're not going to take it, if you have something come up, then it's just not something I'd want to mess with.
Yeah, when you're making $30 an hour doing overtime, then you're like, oh yeah,
I miss the opportunity where you can be
know?
somewhere you can volunteer to work like on the holidays and stuff like that. But,
yeah. And like now that I'm a real boy, all of it's voluntary. Like I sign up on a list for like requesting it if it's available.
Yeah,
and I requested all of it, like days off, like fucking 10 hours, 12 hours, everything. So it's nice because now they can't tell me unless they mandate everybody. I think the rule is like if they tell the whole building, like all the people on the 4-hour list, if they mandate all of them, they can mandate everyone that's not on the overtime list 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the worst case scenario. If you don't want it, you might end up having to stay for 2. But you can also like leave and use your annual leave, your vacation time, which is stupid. But most of the time now they don't force people to do it because we have enough people for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you do it, though. Just go and then just work your ass off. I guess you could always
tweet me or ask me what you should do to make sure they don't fire your ass.
I guess it also depends on where you're applying to work, which post office you're trying to work at.
Yeah.
So just looking for areas that definitely have more action going on the post office.
Yeah, but even then, sometimes those can be tough too because if they have 100 PSEs, it's 100 people they have to convert to regulars before you get to be a regular.
Right.
And I mean, you'll still make decent money, I guess. It's fine.
Yeah, I had no idea that the post office was such a lucrative business that people are trying to get into.
Yeah, I guess. There's a few. There's like 5 or 6 listeners that are employees of it. We all work at the same place. One of them gave me shit and told me to pay my dues a while back, and I am, so don't worry. I paid up. I won't wear their shirt, but I will pay. Can't. I gotta save face, I can't look like a union scumbag at work around all those good old boy managers.
Yeah,
gotta get all chummy.
Are the managers all unionized too?
No, I don't think so. Most of them hate it because it like fucks them at every turn. They kind of fuck each other, though. To be fair.
So, in order to become a manager, you have to drop the union.
I'm not entirely sure about that. I don't know. I haven't asked. It seems like most of them have, at least like philosophically. They might still pay their dues, but I don't know. I think they're separate.
But now that you're a real boy, what happens if you stop paying your dues?
I just lose the union benefits, I guess, which really are mostly, air. They did a fucking luncheon yesterday, but the thing is they always bring the leftovers to the office, so like I could just chow down on whatever didn't get eaten at the time, which really was just like a couple cookies that was left. Really, I didn't trust the rest of it. Trying to poison me.
But like for healthcare and stuff like that,
the post office has their own as well. It's not as good, and it's not as cheap, but some of the higher options are actually really good. If we were unhealthy or something, if we had problems and we're going to be there a lot, but I'll probably use the union one.
Okay.
Because I think it's going to go down by like 75% in cost, just straight up, and then it'll go down again when I've been a union member for a year, and that's why I joined. Because like after a year, it like reduces your benefit cost by more than the union dues are, and so I'm like, well, at that point, I'm not paying for anything.
Right.
It's free. Not that I'm worried about anyone trying to fire me, so that part I don't care about, but just the benefits being less is important, so I can put more into the retirement and all that.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's how you do it. Just I don't know, find a good spot and just work hard. Ask questions. You should be good.
Yeah, holiday season's coming up, so
Yeah, use those flyers. Get in, get out. I was like so many cases of those fuckers that I sent out. So they're each like 40 pounds too. So I'm trying to lift them with like my fucked up wrist, and it's like, God. But yeah, they're out there. So just sign up where that tells you to online, and should be good to go.
nice.
Yeah. What is that sound?
What sound?
Yeah. It's like a weird electronica buzz. What are you doing, Greg?
I ain't doing shit.
All right, well, I think that's going to be it for this oddly long yet not very off topic.
Yeah.
Playing After Dark. Guys, 385-204-3921. That's where you send your questions. We'll answer them on the show. You can also send your own advice, because fuck it, it's your show now. So please do either or both of those things. And we'll see you guys next time.
Mankind has always been the poison.
Give up on yourselves and give up on the world.
Every puzzle has an answer.
You dumbass. Kick logic out and do the impossible. Remember that.
I'm glad I met you guys. You made me pick up on things I probably would have just gone on ignoring.
Don't believe in yourself. Believe in me. Believe in the comic